Hello, listeners, and welcome to yet another episode of the Nigeria Football Weekly Podcast. I'm your host, Olu Oke. Today is episode 137. And of course, it's going to be a joyous one because yesterday Nigeria played Ghana in the Unity Cup and we won 2-1, courtesy of goals by Cyril Dezes and an own goal which was helped by Shemi Ajayi. The Ghanaians ended up scoring one in the second half, but it was just a fantastic day out. And of course, as a result, Nigeria gets to play Jamaica on Saturday, 4 p.m. kickoff in Nigeria and in the UK. So as I said, anyway, I went to this game and, it was just a joyful occasion going to watch Nigeria, seeing the support. Obviously, we have a huge diaspora in the UK, and just seeing the fans turn up to support the national team was just a beauty and a joy to see. Similarly for the Ghanaians, I must give them their credit. I think they even out attended us. Maybe it was like 60-70% Ghanaian fans, to be honest, and they were obviously very hopeful for their country. But when we looked at the squads already, we kind of knew that there's no way Nigeria was going to lose this game. And thankfully, shout out to the boys, they did not let us down. So, how did Nigeria line up? To be fair, I wasn't too far off in terms of my selections of who would play. I think I got almost every player correct except for Papa Daniel, Mustafa, and Sikiru Alimi. So Nigeria ended up playing with the 4-3-3, but not really playing with the cam. More like a 4-3-3 with one DM and two central midfielders. Stanley Nwabali started in goal, which was not really a surprise. I don't mind to come and get a run out, but we know that he's available for the Russia game, and Nwabali is not. So it's likely that Okoye will still get his opportunities either against Jamaica or in the game against Russia. Sadiq Ismail played at right back. Igor Ugbo made his debut for the national team alongside Shemi Ajayi, so we knew they'll probably start as a centre-back pairing. Bruno Yemaji continued to start at left back. We didn't see Felix Agu make his debut for the national team. In midfield, Ndidi and Oyeka, as we predicted, but we also saw Papa Daniel Mustafa start for the Super Eagles today. I think it was also his debut for the national team. He might have gotten a sub-appearance in one of the games in March, but I'm pretty sure yesterday was his debut as well. We saw Samuel Chukwueze start in the right wing, and he was quite lively, to be fair. Sikiru Alimi also started as a left winger, which was an interesting choice. To be honest, he was quite anonymous throughout this game, and probably the thing that gave me the most joy in this game, Cyril Dezes was unbelievable in this game, man. Number 9, and he scored yet again. So fantastic game. Timeline of important moments in this game, just to quickly run down. Start of the game was very shaky, lots of fouls and mistakes, which usually happens in a big derby, especially from the Ghanaian team. Cyril Dezes then put Nigeria ahead in the 14th minute after Sadiq Ismail powered through on the right and crossed a fantastic ball. I don't know what the Ghanaian centre-backs were doing, but somehow the ball, Dezes had enough time to chest the ball and then to pick his spot and place the ball straight into the bottom corner. So fantastic. Razak Simpson was really bad in terms of getting his contact on the ball. And of course, Dezes made no mistake, especially considering the form he's in right now. He also loves the goal against Ghana, as we've seen. It's not his first time scoring against them. In the 19th minute, Nigeria then made it 2-0. Samuel Chukwueze took a free kick, which is good to see considering he'd been taking set pieces for AC Milan. Shemi Ajayi headed the ball, and then the header ended up coming off Razak Simpson. This same Razak Simpson. So Ghanaian has actually commiserations for this boy, and Nigeria doubled the lead. So though it went down as a Razak Simpson own goal, Shemi Ajayi played a big part in that goal being scored. The fans were enjoying themselves after this with our usual songs. Honestly, the atmosphere was brilliant. Whether it was singing or we are saying or singing, today I will lift up my voice in praise. Just straight vibes. And the thing I always complain about in New York, well, in London, because of Nike Town, everybody has jersey. So the green section was flooded green. The Ghana section flooded yellow. You watch some of the games in Uyo, man, you're not seeing enough green apart from supporters club. So that was something really nice to see in this game, for sure. In the 29th minute, we saw Nwabali was caught on the ball after taking a bit too much time to pass to his left. Kwame Okpoku put pressure on him and he passed it straight to Babunso, who took a shot first time and forced the save for Nwabali. So he rectified his error, but of course, if you're the one causing the error, the least you can do is rectify it. In the 43rd minute, we saw Frank Oyeka try to put in a cross, which is deflected, and it forced Benjamin Asare to make a save. Stuart Atwell was the referee for this game, and he showed his smile a yellow card just before halftime. After halftime, obviously, Nigeria 2-0 up and cruising in this game. So when you think about game state, Ghana really had all to do in the second half. So it was natural that they had more of the ball, more of the possession, and they tried their best to get, 2 goals in this game, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. 46th minute, Chukwueze caught the ball and passed to Ndidi. This was just before halftime. Ndidi was able to dribble and take a left-footed shot, which was saved, but a deflection almost took it in, to be honest. The Ghana defender had to clear lines before it could creep in, so it was almost 3-0 just before halftime. In the second half, obviously, Ghana pressed for the equalizer. We saw Igbo get a yellow card in the 54th minute. And then Steinabali made another save from Bonsu, which was going into the near post. Henry Chele then made 3 subs in the 63rd minute. Chukwueze, Papadaniel, Mustafa, and Sekiro Alimi all came off. And we saw Moses Simon, Kelechi Anacho, and Ame Musa come on. Nabali was forced to make another save in the 65th minute from a shot by Thomas Asante, who's the guy who also scored the goal for Ghana. But this was from outside the box heading into the top corner. So Nabali did quite well in this one. In the 68th minute, we saw Desert's intercepted ball from Ghana in the final third. He backheeled the ball to Musa, and then who set up Iheanacho? Iheanacho put the ball in the back of the net, but of course it was offside. To be honest, in the stadium, we thought it was a goal, so we were celebrating, and then realized they were playing a free kick straight away. So I was like, was that not a goal? But we're on the other side of the stadium, so we couldn't see the offside line to know that it was offside. After that, to be honest, it was all Ghana. I think at this point they had to push themselves and really just push as much as they can, So that was interesting to see once that happened. 70th minute, Ebenezer Annan broke free on the left wing, crossed the ball to Brandon Thomas Asante. Smart finish with his right foot, so that's when they got the 1 goal. 75th minute, Bonsu then cutting across to the far post. Jordan Ayew met the ball, but it was not able to put it on target. Ghana had a great chance in the final minutes to equalize as well, but Nwabali made a smart save. So that was mainly what we saw from the game. If I go player by player, Nwabali was pretty decent, but, apart from the mistakes here, he also saved us in the second half. So not too much to complain about there. They say I don't praise MPFL enough. I thought Sadiq Ismail was fantastic in this game. Shout out to him, man. He was very, very lively, very attacking, took his opportunities when he could, and was also pretty solid defensively. I don't really have any qualms with defense either. Igor Ugbo made a very solid contribution on his debut. Shemi Ajayi was pretty good. I always tell you, Shemi Ajayi is very good in the air, not so much on the ball, but, he did what had to be done as the senior centre-back on show in this game. Onyemachi was pretty solid at left-back, played the whole minutes. I thought Ndidi and Onyeka were pretty good as well. Onyeka obviously is on loan from Brentford to Aalborg, so playing in his home stadium, you could see the comfortability. Onyeka was everywhere. I thought Ndidi was pretty good as well, very, very good performance. Papadaniel, not so much. I think it was a bit anonymous in this game. Chukwueze was very good at breaking through the lines, and just being a nuisance for the team. Sekiro Alimi was also very, very anonymous in this game, it must be said. I don't know if it's the occasion or him making his debut and not being ready for the opportunity. But I think Nigeria's best player on the game was, for me, Cyril Dessers. Constant menace throughout. You could see the confidence in his play. Whether it's bringing players into the phase of play, leading the line, being a nuisance for the Ghanaian back line, and just taking his chances as well, and just being an all-around efficient striker. I thought Cyril Dessers had one of his best games in a Super Eagles jersey, so shout out to him. Overall thoughts on the game, obviously not the most organized considering the players that we had on show, but still very, very good. We were much sharper in the first half, and it should have been 3-0. Ghana were shocking in the first half defensively. Honestly, it was a disgrace. Second half was all Ghana, understandable with the game state, as I said. Nwabali had to make some important saves, as I said already, including the one from the mistake he made himself. It was a friendly, so not too much to criticize, The crowd definitely enjoyed seeing the OG, especially when you think about the casuals. So even the Musa that I criticized, Musa, Iheanacho, Simon, pretty good. They didn't do much, to be fair, when they came on, but we were defending for the most part when they came on, and that produced a goal. Positives, a win against Ghana is always good, so shout out to the Super Eagles for not disgracing us in the Jollof Derby. Deserts has to be the biggest standout for me. I thought he was fantastic, just a constant problem. Great to see him score, very strong first half. It shows that if Nigeria, we can continue to build on our performances and start first half strongly, we can easily see out games, by just doing the work we need to do in the first half. It's when we play these games like against Zimbabwe where 70th minute has come, we have not scored, we're now feeling the pressure. All of a sudden, we're losing our defensive shape. So that's something I definitely noticed in this game. I thought Sadiq assist was was amazing, so I wanted to praise him for what he did. Sorry about my voice, it's from singing and shouting yesterday, you can imagine. Negatives, I don't think we dominated the second half, but that's understandable. No control there. Starting Abali for his slight mistakes, we'll praise the positives, but we have to call out the negatives too. The mistake in the first half was very unnecessary. It almost looked like slight overconfidence, but it's something that hopefully that mistake will allow him to iron out and take away. But overall, very, very happy with the performance. Very, very happy watching the Super Eagles. I thought they did the country proud, and honestly, I just love having these moments. It's not every day you get to watch Nigeria. This is the first Nigeria game I was able to watch in person since the 2018 friendly against England, which was at Wembley. So travel is not necessarily the easiest around Africa. We'll try and see if we can go to AFCON in Morocco, but all the Cote d'Ivoire and Co, while having a day job, it's not the easiest to do. But anyway, shout out to the Super Eagles for beating Ghana and for getting the dub. Big win. And what does that then lead us to? We're going to play Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica beat Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday 3-2, courtesy of a last-minute penalty. We will face them on Saturday for the trophy, 4 p.m. kickoff. I've seen 5 p.m. somewhere, but I'm not so sure. Predicted lineup, I think it may be the same lineup for Nigeria. We know that Christian Uche has been excused due to personal reasons. But if I was to make a change to the starting lineup, personally, I would remove Papa Daniel Mustafa personally. Bring in another central midfielder, let's see what they could do. Or just risk it and play someone else as a cam, especially because Uche not being in the squad. I also think Sikiru Alimi needs to be on the bench, so hopefully we'll see Moses Simon start in his place. But everybody else should probably continue to play. So that's Nwabali in goal, Sadiq Ismail at right back, Onyemachi at left back, Igor Ugbo and Semi Ajayi in the center of the park, Oyekan and Didi as the central midfield pairing. Maybe we'll see. I'm trying to think of the other central midfielders we even called up. Maybe they will start with Mustafa anyway to just continue in the middle of the pitch. But then I'm expecting we'll see Chukwueze continue. We'll see Moses Simon come in on the left, and there's Cyril Dezers. There's a world where I like to see Teller start, but we didn't see Felix Agu make his debut. So I think those two would love to make their debut in the game against Jamaica. So watch this space. When we look at the Jamaican team, their last game, I'm only going to mention the players we know. Obviously, Mason Holgate, on loan at West Brom from Everton, Amari Bell, Luton Town defender, Isaac Hayden used to play for Newcastle, currently on loan from Portsmouth, and then Casey Palmer, pretty good player, number 8. Also, their striker, Dixon, number 9. He scored a pretty good goal in this game, and he looked pretty lively for Jamaica. But no offense to Jamaica, especially with this team. There should be no match for Nigeria. Like, if we don't win this game, it'll be a disgrace. Yes, we've done the work in the Jollof Derby by beating Ghana, but honestly, when you look at the tail of the tape and the level of the teams, Nigeria have no reason not to beat Jamaica. So, fingers crossed we do the job on Saturday, which I'll be going to. Score predictions for this one. I would say Nigeria 2, Jamaica 0. I expect Cyril Dezers to score again, and I think one of Moses Simon or who's my right winger? Chukwueze will score the second goal. But come out, see the vibes. Honestly, what a pleasure to experience. And it just reinforces why we're doing what we do here at Nigeria Football Weekly. We always want to support the national team and continue to praise it. So enjoy the game. Congratulations, Super Eagles. And of course, review the game against Jamaica and do a preview of the game against Russia. Until next time, take care. Thanks so much for all the supporters. We're this close to 2,000 subscribers. So please like, share, comment, share the love, spread the love with all your friends. And I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care. And until next time, I've been yours, Oluoke. Ciao, ciao. And up Super Eagles, always.
Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell to get a notification whenever we drop a video. You can also find our social media channels listed below. And of course, up Super Eagles and Nigeria, they ever carry last.